Correction theory, a scientific alternative to Darwinism. Darwin's theory of evolution is not truly scientific in its foundation. It resembles more of a detective theory, like what we see in India's longest-running on-screen TV serial CID. Darwin collected fossils and observed the beaks of birds, and based on these limited observations, he built what became known as the theory of evolution. But let's be honest, what he presented as theory was merely one possible story among many that could be developed from the clues he had observed. It was speculative, imaginative, and deeply rooted in the cultural limitations of his time. I completely reject the simplistic idea that giraffes developed long necks just because of food shortages, or that the different beaks of birds were solely outcomes of diet-driven evolution. These are not objective scientific truths. They are fantasies of that age, born at a time when survival and food were considered the ultimate struggle of life, primarily due to poverty and ignorance. Darwin's conclusions reflect more about the human condition of his time than the truth of life's origins. Darwin, who was born in London, saw various exotic birds and animals for the first time during his voyages. It is natural for anyone to imagine things according to their level of exposure, their needs, and their existing knowledge. And so, he developed the idea that nature helps species to evolve over time. Since he couldn't say God openly, due to the dominance of the church in those days, and he himself wasn't a priest, he used the term natural selection. But in essence, natural selection is nothing but another name for God, an invisible force with no clear definition, no accountability, and no logic. In contrast, I propose a theory that is far more scientific than the speculative miracles described by Darwin in the name of science. I call this correction theory, a model based not on randomness, but on the workings of a super-intelligent creator. Who is the super-intelligent creator? This super-intelligent creator is not a man-made God with illogical powers. He is not the kind of deity who creates the universe just by thinking or saying, "Be," and it is. Instead, this creator works with a deep understanding of universal laws and possesses a lifespan vastly longer than humans. For him, one day might be equal to millions of human years, something science today acknowledges through the theory of relativity. This idea is also clearly mentioned in Sanatana Dharma. This creator, with great knowledge and precision, created the Goldilocks position of Earth, not too close to the sun, not too far. The sun, being the only source of energy, was placed outside Earth, while all necessary resources for life were made available on Earth itself. This ensured a system where energy was constant, but internal conditions could evolve. The Creator also placed Jupiter in a strategic location to shield Earth from frequent asteroid impacts. And as a part of design correction, he created the Moon, which stabilizes Earth's axial tilt and allows for the regularity of seasons. When Darwin could create an entire theory without complete or reliable evidence, then correction theory, by contrast, presents scientifically possible circumstantial evidence, something Darwinism severely lacks. Dinosaurs and evolution, Darwin's missing chapter. Let's start with a question I asked an AI. Did Darwin ever give any explanation about dinosaurs in his theory of evolution? The AI replied. When Darwin published On the Origin of Species in 1859, paleontology was still in its infancy. The term dinosaur had only been coined in 1842, and very few fossils had been discovered. Darwin acknowledged the gaps in the fossil record and even admitted that the lack of transitional forms was a challenge for his theory. He believed transitional fossils must exist, but they hadn't yet been found in his time. Dinosaurs, being large and seemingly disconnected from other species, puzzled scientists and didn't fit neatly into evolutionary narratives. The discovery of Archaeopteryx in 1861, which showed both bird-like and reptilian traits, was later included in Darwin's revised editions as an example of evolutionary linkage. Darwin also used the extinction of dinosaurs to emphasize that survival depended on adaptability, not strength. In short, Darwin didn't explain dinosaur evolution directly, because he simply couldn't. He had no idea how to place them within his theory. In contrast, correction theory offers a clear, logical explanation. Dinosaurs were deliberately placed on Earth at a time when the planet was not yet suitable for humans or more advanced, sensitive life forms. They were part of a developmental and research phase. As Earth slowly became suitable for finer life designs, The creator had already envisioned a blueprint for the extinction of these ancient beasts. Their design had flaws. They were oversized, inefficient, and not in line with future plans. So they were erased, not by accident, but through intelligent extinction. Remember, this is not the kind of God described by humans. This creator does not perform magic, but operates within laws. With precision and intention, he replaced outdated species with newer models, mammals, birds, and eventually intelligent beings like Homo sapiens. This process is not described anywhere in Darwin's theory, which remains silent on these major shifts. And let's not forget, even today, no science has ever proved that a mango seed can produce an apple tree. Nature obeys structure and specificity. The fossil record, instead of showing a smooth transition of life forms, reveals countless extinct creatures, many of which appear more like failed prototypes than evolutionary ancestors. These were likely abandoned designs, rejected in the creator's journey toward creating an autonomous, intelligent species. Darwinism and the myth of abiogenesis. Science has failed to prove the basics of evolution, specifically, the origin of the first living cell. Even today, abiogenesis remains speculative. The real question remains unanswered. If a man and woman can produce a child, who or what produced the first living cell? Darwin's theory and abiogenesis are more similar to the theory of Adam and Eve than they appear. Both involve sudden appearance of life and imply that sexual union was a guilty, punishable act. In contrast, Sanatana Dharma proclaims that pleasure and bliss, ananda, are not sins, but the very cause of creation. Life is not born out of punishment. It is born out of joy and intelligent intent. The super-intelligent creator's methods, detectable through advanced science. The super-intelligent creator's methods, detectable through advanced science. Unlike Darwin's theory, which hides behind vague randomness and metaphorical logic, the super-intelligent creator's actions can be studied and detected using modern science. Astrophysics and planetary science. Or Earth's Goldilocks conditions, distance from the sun, tilt, magnetic field, atmosphere, are too precise to be accidents. Scientists call these anthropic coincidences, but correction theory sees them as cosmic engineering. A Jupiter acts as a planetary shield, confirmed by NASA, reducing asteroid threats. The moon's perfect placement helps stabilize Earth's axis and produce seasons, again, not coincidence but intelligent design correction. Genetics and paleontology. Mass extinctions, like the KPG event, are seen by science as random catastrophes, but they appear perfectly timed to allow new, improved life forms. In correction theory, these are deliberate resets. The Cambrian Explosion, where life suddenly diversified, defies Darwin's slow gradualism. It aligns better with a planned genetic upgrade. Many fossils show bizarre, short-lived creatures, hallucigenia, opabinia, that serve no evolutionary role. They are best understood as experimental designs, later abandoned. Consciousness and Vedic cosmology. Irrelativity proves time is not absolute. In Vedic cosmology, one day of Brahma equals 4.32 billion human years, aligning with known cosmic timelines. Sanatana Dharma speaks of cyclic creation and destruction, yugas and kalpas, which matches modern cyclic cosmology and big bounce theories. A consciousness is still a mystery in science. Correction theory says it is not an accident, but a central feature, the very purpose behind the universe's design.
Darwinism versus correction theory, a direct comparison. Aspect Darwin's theory correction theory / superintelligent creator. Origin of life unknown, speculative, abiogenesis, designed using knowledge and laws. Evolution process gradual mutations plus natural selection trial and error upgrades within cosmic rules. Mass extinctions random catastrophes intentional resets for species correction. Fossil record incomplete, with unexplained gaps prototypes and experimental failures. Consciousness byproduct of brain chemistry fundamental layer of reality. Cosmic fine-tuning coincidence engineered precision. Purpose of creation no purpose, just survival discovery, Ananda, intelligent evolution. Conclusion, beyond CD-style evolution theories. Darwin gave the world a story, an imaginative one, but not the only one. It was a theory that fit the mindset of his time, built on limited tools and biased observations. Today, that story continues to be paraded around in schools and labs, often treated as unquestionable truth. But it remains, in essence, a CDD-style detective tale, a mystery solved with half the evidence, a few bones, and a dramatic twist of logic. In contrast, correction theory offers a model rooted in science, law, consciousness, and Vedic wisdom. It doesn't replace science with faith, it demands a deeper science, one that is willing to question randomness and accept intelligence as a measurable force. This is not mythology. This is a scientific revolution waiting to happen. What if the universe was not just a random accident? What if everything, from Earth's perfect location to the rise and fall of species, was part of a larger plan? Not the work of a miracle-performing God, but of a super-intelligent creator, operating silently within the unchanging laws of nature, detectable through science itself. Let's explore how this creator's methods might already be visible in physics, biology, and even ancient cosmology. Cosmic engineering, the astrophysical evidence. We begin with the stars above us, and the planet we call home. Why is Earth at just the right distance from the sun? Why does it have the ideal atmosphere, a magnetic shield, liquid water, and stable seasons? Science calls these anthropic coincidences, the improbable conditions that allow life to exist. But your theory offers something deeper. These are not coincidences, but deliberate calibrations by a super-intelligent creator. Take Jupiter. It's not just a gas giant. It acts as a cosmic vacuum cleaner, diverting dangerous asteroids away from Earth. Coincidence? Or part of an engineered planetary system? Or the Moon? According to the giant impact hypothesis, it formed in a massive collision. Yet that very impact gave Earth its axial tilt, stabilizing seasons and climate, almost like a design correction. What looks random to us may be intentional to a higher intelligence. Biology and paleontology, evolution, or engineering. Now, let's dive into life itself. Darwin spoke of gradual evolution, slow changes over time. But the fossil record tells a more mysterious story. Take the Cretaceous, Paleogene extinction, a sudden wipeout of dinosaurs. Science blames an asteroid. But what followed was no ordinary recovery. Mammals rapidly took over. Could this have been an intentional reset by the creator? A system reboot? Or the Cambrian Explosion, when complex life forms appeared almost overnight? No slow Darwinian steps. Not to mention strange, short-lived life forms like hallucigenia or opabenia. They came, served their mysterious role, and vanished. These could be seen as failed experiments or prototypes, part of the creator's trial-and-error process, intelligent engineering, not blind mutation. Time, consciousness, and Vedic science, ancient clues in modern physics. And now, we enter the world of consciousness and time. In modern physics, time is relative. And in Vedic cosmology, the life of Brahma, creator of the universe, spans 4.32 billion human years. Coincidence? Or an ancient understanding of cosmic cycles far ahead of modern science? Hindu cosmology describes a cyclic creation, a universe that expands and contracts, dies, and is reborn. Modern physics now flirts with the same idea. The Big Bounce theory, replacing the one-time Big Bang. The super-intelligent creator doesn't contradict science, it completes it. It brings consciousness, intelligence, and purpose into a universe too elegant to be random. Darwin versus the SIC, a comparative table. Let's compare the two worldviews side by side. Aspect Darwin's evolution super-intelligent creator, SIC, theory. Origin of life still unexplained, designed through knowledge-based laws. Complex adaptations, gradual mutations, plus natural selection, pre-programmed upgrades, like software patches. Mass extinctions, random catastrophes, intentional resets for life optimization. Cosmic fine-tuning, coincidental, precisely engineered conditions for life. Clearly, the SIC model is not anti-scientific. It simply demands a deeper level of causality, beyond Darwin's random trial and error. So what if science begins to detect algorithmic patterns in DNA, not unlike computer code? What if we discover unnatural features in our moon's orbit or in planetary design itself? What if we finally accept that ancient Vedic cosmology was not mythology, but coded science? In that case, the super-intelligent creator becomes not just a possibility, but the most logical explanation of all, a theory that bridges modern science with the timeless wisdom of Sanatana Dharma, a universe not made of random events, but of intelligent design, correction, and purpose.